Chucky, my friend. Ooh, you mean like
Chucky? Oh yeah, just like Chucky. Dada, I think we both lucky. Damn.
Hi guys, I'm so excited for you to be here with us today. I'm so excited you guys joined our podcast. I'm here with Regina Silas, Aldean Otto, David Kennedy, and Dexter Lewis. Here we're going to talk about everything we're doing in the Miami community right now. We're going to talk about the foundation that's doing stuff for the community. We're going to talk about financial literacy. We're going to talk a little bit of politics. We're going to talk a little bit about business credit. All this information is going to come to you, which I'm so excited for, because everybody in the Black community do not know about all this information. Even me, myself, who doesn't really know about anything, is excited to hear all this information coming from us, from these guys. So welcome everybody. So first we're going to start off with the Jbs Foundation. Regina, can you tell us a little bit about your foundation?
Yes, the Jbs Foundation is in honor of my late grandfather. He was a civil rights activist in Miami-Dade County. He was the first Black police officer on motorcycle for Miami-Dade County. He started the first Black union in Miami-Dade County. He sued Miami-Dade County for racism and discrimination and won. He held the first ever conference given on a Black male in the history of the state of Florida. Through the foundation, my underlying goals and objectives are minority entrepreneurship, community and economic development, building out sustainability in minority communities, creating equity and wealth for Black and minority business owners. I specialize in urban agriculture and commercial scale food production.
So one of the things that Regina Company does is Regina informed me on is basically like food banks, and I forgot what the other thing was called, Regina. It's basically the shared space for the kitchen. But first, before we get into that part, I want Regina to basically tell you about really what is a food bank and what does the food bank bring to the community.
A food bank is a location that supplies food for the community for free. There's different food banks throughout the Miami-Dade County as well as Broward County and throughout the United States that's supplying food through COVID-19. You see the lines all the way around the corner on the news, but all of the food is being outsourced through other places and being hauled in through trucks. My goal is to grow food in the community, fresh, locally grown food, to be able to supply food for food insecurity as well as food deserts. A food bank will supply all of the food to our community locally grown, helping our local farmers as well.
So basically what that is that basically you can either have a community garden to where basically we're growing fresh produce to where people can come in and get this produce for free, or basically the food bank will hold canned goods or anything you need to basically come in for the community, which is, I believe, totally awesome, which I never knew existed. And from a person that's coming from Detroit, I definitely never knew any of this existed. That's why I'm so happy that basically we're bringing all of this to you guys. And you know, branching off, Regina and Al is working together on a lot of stuff to bring to Miami. And can you guys basically tell me about basically from your foundation to the financial literacy and how you guys kind of like brought this all in together on how this can work?
My underlying goal and objective is to be able to help minority business owners create equity and wealth. So through equity and wealth, Aldean have two businesses called Financial Literacy, Forever Good Credit, as well as National Tax Preparers. So we came together and aligned everything to be able to help the business owners pivot and grow so they can be able to grow wealth. So I'm gonna let Aldean tell you a little bit about his companies so he can elaborate.
Sure. So I gotta correct her real quick, right? So,
Go ahead.
So she said 2. David, where we at? 4. Right?
Go ahead.
So we nice with it. And so you know what?
Tell
the
us
other
where
day
we
somebody
at
told me
with
I was too humble with this. And so I really gotta let people know what it is. So it's not 2, it's 4. But Regina, she got a great heart. That's my ace. And trust me, we're rocking together for, can we say forever?
Forever, ever.
Forever, right? So how I got involved in the foundation is I am a business owner. I've owned several businesses. As I just stated, 4, right?
4, yes, we love it though.
Right.
We love it though.
So I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm involved in. I have an accounting firm. I have a credit repair company that focuses on not only individual credit repair, but also business credit building and funding. So we help you not only build your business credit, but we get you the funding, we get you the money that you need to run and operate your own business, right? Aside from that, with my amazing attorney David in the back, and I'm sure he's gonna elaborate on how great he is. But he's helped me structure a couple of deals, including one farm out in California where we'll focus on not only cannabis and getting involved in that industry early, but also growing and doing exactly what Regina wanted to do, which is focused on bringing farm to the community. So it's growing vegetables and fresh foods and delivering it directly to the community. How I get involved with Regina is because I think more so maybe my business acumen maybe.
Yes.
And so where I come in
Strategic
is, it's more of just helping structure the foundation in a way where, let's be extremely honest, the only way that a foundation is able to really create real impactful and meaningful change is with money. So my job is not only to manage that money, but also help raise, grow, find the money, and use that money in order to create economic wealth, financial literacy for people who look like the people who are here today.
And that's
Right.
why I'm so excited about this cast tonight, because it's all black and all these professionals and black professionals that a lot of people in our community don't really know about. Like, I'm so proud of all of you guys and where you come from and how you present yourself. It's like so excellent and so basically
Love it.
inspiring to me, you know,
I love it, I love
so
it, I love
inspiring
it.
to me. So right here we have Dexter. Dexter, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Oh,
with the
before you
company?
talk to Dexter, I gotta cut you off. I'm
Go
gonna do like
ahead,
the
go
Kanye
ahead.
thing, where I'm gonna cut
Do
you
it.
off.
Go ahead. I
So-
love it. I
no,
love that you guys bring
'cause-
to it. So go ahead.
'cause I feel like-
it's informal. So go ahead.
All right, good. So I feel like I wish you knew Dexter like I knew Dexter. So allow me to edify my main man, Dexter,
ahead.
right? So Dexter runs and operates and really takes care of the day-to-day operations of Forever Good Credit. And Forever Good Credit, like I said before, focuses on individual credit repair along with business funding and credit building. Now, Dexter does this on his own. I mean, he might have one or two people, processors, but he really runs this operation. So allow me to really speak highly of this dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Allow me to introduce Dexter Lewis, the main event, right? And what he does is he brings so much passion and joy to what he does. Dexter has sacrificed a lot to be here with me, and I would do him an injustice if I didn't really Dexter's my guy. And just know, you might hear my name, maybe not, but you'll definitely hear his name in the future as the go-to guy for credit repair and credit building. So, with no further ado, my guy, Dexter Lewis. Talk to them, Dex. Talk to them, Dex.
Talk to us about this credit, because I need to know about this credit, and I know all of our viewers need to know about this credit business. Go ahead.
As he was saying, I'm Dexter Lewis of Forever Good Credit. We're here to teach about credit. When it comes to credit, they give you a credit score, but they don't give you credit education. They don't teach you about credit utilization.
Yes.
They don't teach you about making your payments on time. These are the things that hold certain communities back. We're here to teach you how to build your scores, what things you need to do and what steps you need to take to further yourself. It's not an overnight process, but to get going, you gotta get started. So what we do here is we give you a free credit evaluation, go over your personal credit, and give you an individual plan to get you where you need to be. Now, a 640 is the minimum score you really want to have, because that'll get you a FHA first-time home buyers program loan, but the 700 club is where you want to be. So working with us, we'll definitely get you there. So give us a call and we'll talk about that stuff.
Oh, I like it. True
Now-
sense. I love it.
Now, when it comes to business loans, we're able to get you business loans to scale your business. Now, if you don't have a business, that's a different situation. We'll teach you how to start your business, get your LLC, get your EIN, and get you ready to go. Now, for business owners that have current businesses and are trying to grow, that's what we're here for. Business loans, we're able to get you $25,000 to $50,000 within the next 30 to 45 days. And that's that part. Now, when it comes to business credit building, everyone has personal credit. We're given that at 18. But when it comes to business credit, a lot of people do not know about business credit. The people that build the communities, the townhomes, the buildings downtown, the car lots, they're working with business credit. They're not doing that on their personal credit. So it's all about learning about business credit and getting to that next level. All right, so that's just a little bit about what we do at Forever Good Credit, and we're also going to be the financial voice of the community to teach young kids these skills that they need, so as they turn 18, they're able to start doing different things to advance their financial future.
And I wanna really touch on that for a little bit, because that's one thing that I really feel like may be taught in other communities, but may not be taught in Black communities. Is basically about building business credit.
Right.
So what would you say would be that, okay, I have this business, I start this business, whether it's a hair salon, a lash business, what would you say would be the first step in really starting that business credit, or how do you really get into that? Because I think that's what our viewers really need to know.
Go ahead and take it.
Well, go ahead, Alex. You can tell us.
No, because so as passionate as Dexter is, and maybe even more so than I am,
because these are the people that I really feel like need to know, because they really don't know. They may have a lash business, they may have a salon or anything. It's the small business people that don't really even need to know, or really don't know how to get into basically building business credit.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna give. So are we dropping jewels?
Yeah,
We're dropping some jewels tonight, right?
You have
Can we
to
drop like
all
one
your
or two?
jewels, but you can drop.
All right, so I'll give you
some.
like one or two tonight, right? Most people know that you start a business, and most people think it's just starting an LLC, right? But there's some intricacies to those things. Whether it's, are you going to be a C corp, an S corp, versus tax liability work versus other liabilities that you have to focus on.
Can I ask you one question before you go into that?
Oh, I wasn't even going to go into that, because that's a whole other David thing.
My
thing was another thing.
Well, can I ask you one question?
Sure, go.
I would say that even when thinking about a business, because honestly, we don't know.
Right.
You say like, I want to start this business. Well, we read things, we Google stuff, and we really don't know. How do you determine, am I LLC? Am I S corp? What am I? Can you kind of like not shine light on how to get to the business part, but shine light on how should I determine myself to even start establishing that?
I got you. So the best answer for that is to seek an advice of an attorney, and however he's to the left of me. So I'm going to focus that question more towards saying, wait, hold up. Hold up. But.
Because I was going to go right to the attorney.
You was about to go right to.
Yeah, I was about to go like, tell me how to do this.
Okay, but however, allow me to introduce my other guy, my other main guy, right?
Your other main guy.
So my other main guy is David Kennedy, and I think in our communities we use two words to describe one person, right? So my two words to describe him is official. Right?
Official.
Like that's my official guy, right?
Yeah.
But let me give you some of the personal things that I've done with David, and then he can elaborate on some of his other accomplishments, right? David has helped me accomplish two, I would say, multi-million-dollar deals over the last, 6 months maybe?
Wonderful.
Right?
Wonderful.
David is a genius in what he does, and I trust his opinion. And he has taught me to some shit I ain't want to do. But he has always kept me on the right path, right?
Yeah.
For me, David is probably one of the most excellent attorneys out there. And if you're ever looking for a corporate attorney, like I'm not gonna make the plug like Dexter did, talking about call Forever Good Credit, which I think you should. But I'm gonna tell you to call David, because he's definitely that corporate attorney that you need. However, allow me to introduce David, one of the most amazing dudes I know, and let him elaborate a little bit on how to get that.
Yeah.
How to decide what entity to create.
That's what I really need education on, or even our viewers need education on, because maybe we're just starting our lash business, or I own a beauty salon, or basically I'm starting a consulting company. Most people start with, I know when I have had a couple of ownership, and I've always started with an LLC, because that's what people told me to do. But how do you really determine what you should be?
So first off, I want to say, Al, you're going to get that 10%.
I'm gonna need it. Cut the check. Cut the check. Cut the check.
No, I'll cut checks and you got that check.
Yes.
What? So, Lakeisha or Keisha?
Keisha, yeah.
Keisha.
Either one. They
Like from
both
Belly.
work for me.
The question she was asking was surrounding choice of entity. So you have everything from sole proprietorship to a partnership, LLC, a corporation. Corporation breaks down into two corporations. S Corp versus C Corp. S Corp is pass-through taxation similar to an LLC, or you have a C Corp, which is double taxation. These are the things with regards to tax in which you need to consult an attorney. Understanding the type of business that you have as well. But fundamentally, getting a business started, when you're talking about generational wealth, building economics within your community, there are fundamental places people start. I just heard an interview recently where a guy that I really look towards, his name is Wall Street Trapper. He's from New Orleans. My wife is from New Orleans. So I have an affinity for New Orleans. My grandparents, my great-grandparents are from New Orleans, and on both sides of my family. And what he says, which is accurate, is wealthy people, not rich people. As Chris Rock says, Shaq is rich, but the guy who owns the color blue is wealthy. You want to tend towards wealth. What wealthy people do is invest in stocks, start businesses, and own property.
Correct.
And those are the types of things that Forever Good Credit allows you to leverage your credit. Debt is not necessarily a bad thing if you need debt to get to where you need to be. So leveraging your credit as an avenue to gain debt, to invest into other areas, to pay that debt down and pay that debt back, can be a good thing. But you need to consult attorneys, advisors, accountants, people to direct you in the right area. And Keisha, I appreciate you putting on this interview and really being the point person for this, because it allows us to not only educate people about for-profit or nonprofits. The nonprofit sector is a way for you to, not only as certain people use it as to avoid tax liability, but to give back philanthropically. Hal, which has not been said yet, he's a veteran. He is a military veteran from the United States. Fundamentally, he has a want to give back to our community nationwide, but also locally. Regina is generationally a philanthropist. Her grandfather, to her parents, to her herself, she has given back to the community. Combining the for-profit with the non-profit allows you the ability to leverage what you have, your knowledge, your experience, your economy to get to the next level. But in choice of entity, you need to consult an attorney to really determine what type of entity you need to get to the goal that you want to be in.
Okay. One question, which I'm sure, a lot of viewers are probably think it's expensive, or they don't consult an attorney because they try to Google and they think they know what they're doing because they didn't Google and it said that you don't need this, you don't need that, and maybe they just really don't know. Can you just give us a wide range? I don't want you to give me an exact amount of what you may charge, or give us an amount of basically what consulting an attorney for your business.
I got this.
I don't care who.
No. I got this real quick.
Because I'm just the innocent
I got this real
bystander
quick.
here who really have these questions.
It's gonna take me 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
So listen, most of us, especially
we all
people
think about
that
this.
look like me, enjoy going out on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and consider how much money that we spend at a bar or a fancy restaurant that we like, or a pair of Louis slides, or what else? What else do we like of opulence?
Them bottoms.
We like all that. The bottles. Oh, the bottles. Oh, you know what?
I said them bottoms, as in shoes.
Oh, the bottoms.
Red bottoms.
Okay, the bottoms, right? And but can we go with the bottles? Because
Let's
you're not
go
even
for
really.
bottles.
You're not even
But I'm
really.
gonna go for bottles for the guys. I'm gonna go with red bottles
Okay,
for the
so
girls.
right, and for the guys, if you spend the money on the bottles, you're not really paying for the bottles, are you? Because the bottles cost $30, $40, $50 at the liquor store. You're really paying for the sparkles, right? So whatever you go out and you're paying on the sparkles, just know that money's better spent with an attorney such as
So
Dave.
so when you ask me a question like what is an attorney charge or what is an attorney, how much should you anticipate an attorney's going to give you? You need to, you pay for what you get.
You pay for it,
Okay.
yeah.
So if somebody's going to charge you $500 to do anything, and someone else is going to charge you $1,500 to do something,
Right.
or $3,000 to do something, you need to assess what you need, which is why you need to consult an attorney. And no one should be charging you for a consultation, but someone should be charging you for the services that
They provide.
you. It's one, anybody can start a business in Florida and Texas and California and in Virginia. It doesn't matter because the price is set for you to file the paperwork to start the business. But if you want your business to grow, are your fundamentals, your backing, your bylaws, your articles of incorporation, your operating agreements, your partnership agreements, the functioning of your business can allow you to excel. As much as, look, I'm a child of hip hop, I'm a child of
Yes.
this generation just like anybody else. DMX just passed away, and Jay-Z is making moves, and Nas is making moves, Killer Mike is making moves. We are stepping into a generation now where our money should be more, our economics should be more provided to things that are going to sustain us rather than just be spent and then you get nothing from it than just being fly.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I was watching The Godfather, which I've seen a million times. That I watched it again recently, and what Michael Corleone said in The Godfather 3 is, I don't need more muscle. I need more lawyers. What
Right.
he's saying is, I need more people to make me legitimate, more people to make my money work for me, more business work for me, rather
More stability.
than exactly the carnal desires of what we need or what we're looking for. Everyone wants to be fly, but can everybody pivot you to that next level? If you want to move from the Blackout album to Change Clothes, if you want to move from Illmatic to Stillmatic, if you want to move from one point to the next point, you need to evolve. And within our content,
Right.
you need to make sure your finances are straight. You give somebody like Dexter and Forever Good credit, but you also need to diversify with philanthropic needs.
Yes.
Bill Gates, Microsoft, he has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
He does.
Right.
Okay, so you need to ensure that not only your money is working for yourself, again, stocks, own a business, and investing in real estate as well, which Al knows all about because Al's involved in all of those things.
Right.
And I call him Al because he's my man. And I just
Right. My close friends call me
Not
out.
Aldi. I'm so formal,
we
yeah.
ensure that you are able to connect the dots, and that's what's necessary in any industry. Connect the dots politically, financially, within the business sector, but also doing what we all want to do, which is spending time with our family and having the financial freedom to do the things that we want to do.
Okay, so an easier question.
Wait, before you get to that question, can I piggyback on David
Yeah,
real quick?
yeah,
'Cause
go
I just
ahead,
want to
go
make it
ahead.
short. So I think tonight we came here and the thought process was really focusing on the Jbs Foundation, right? I think that's really what we really wanted to focus on. And I can tell you this, from everything that David has said, the one thing that stuck out to me was he said philanthropic. And I'm going to give you a scenario about what really happens in this real world, because I think for us it's all about real world examples, right? So many people who look like me or
All of us.
minorities, right? Let's say we decide to become entrepreneurs. And you know what we do? We work really hard and somehow we make decent money and then we pay the government a lot of taxes. And what I'm here to tell you is, give the money to Regina, the Jbs Foundation. Because what it does is you're allowed to write off a portion of your contributions to a nonprofit where now you control what happens to that money that you're either going to A, pay to the IRS, or B, give to the foundation. But at least if you're giving it to the JBS Foundation, you know for sure that that's directly impacting the community. It is feeding food deserts. It's bringing farm to community. It's creating financial literacy for people who look like you and I or minorities. Is creating what else? Generational wealth, equity wealth. And I could go on, I can speak on more about this. And Regina, I don't know if you want to take over for me and kind of
Al, let me hop in for a second.
Okay. I like Kanye. I like it, Kanye. I like Yeezy. Hit me with the Yeezy.
The reason why we have this format is because we're having a conversation.
Oh, for sure.
Which is why I enjoy it. What you're saying, what the viewer needs to understand is that we have, and I'm going to go in order. We have someone whose family has a political background. He also is involved in credit repair and credit sustainability. You have someone who owns businesses, not just one or two businesses, multiple businesses.
Facts.
He's a veteran. He's philanthropic. He gives back to the community. You have someone like Keisha, who is not from Florida, who's able to bring her knowledge from other areas to Florida, and the viewer in particular, to bring her experiences combined with what she's learned down here to better provide. Everyone sitting in this room can or does make more than six figures in particular.
Nah, I don't got it.
Regina,
I don't got it.
Regina
I'll be honest, you got it.
comes from a history of politics, comes from a history of philanthropy. Her grandfather was a reverend, so she's embedded in the fundamental black church. I myself, I'm an attorney, former business owner, and current business owner. I started my first business at 17 years old. I worked in politics nationally and state and run for office. You have everything you need in this circle right here to propel yourself to something. So the knowledge that you're getting from this is immense. So when Al talks about moving your money from being something that is used to provide you with something tangible, a pair of slides, a pair of J's, a pair of sweats, a pair of Louboutins, whatever.
Now we're going to talk about JBS Foundation, which I'm so excited to talk about. Like Al said before, like, why don't you give your money to this foundation? It is so beneficial for you to do this. Gina is going to basically shed some light on basically what JBS Foundation offers. Gina, can you tell us a little bit about your foundation? Where do you see it going, and how it's going to basically help our community, help us as cultural and urban people? What is your foundation going to do for us as a community and for Black people?
I wholeheartedly believe that the youth is the future. If we don't stop and take our time to teach the youth, then I think we fail as a generation, because they're the ones who's going to save and change the world anyways. If we don't invest everything that we know into the youth, then we failed as a generation and as a community.
That's right.
So I want to teach our youth how to be entrepreneurs in the food ecosystem, as well as into being their own business owner in different ways and building out equity and wealth. So Forever Good Credit, we have programs that will teach financial literacy for our youth, and we also have programs in urban agriculture that will teach them to grow their own products, sell their own products, as well as create their own products through the products that they've grown already. So
that's wonderful. Can you just expand a little bit about what type of products we're going to be creating, on how basically your foundation is going to help us get to that level, or what we're going to teach our youth how to do? Because I know, you know, for our community, you're like, well, what can our kids really do? Can you just elaborate a little bit on how you plan to, like, basically structure that on getting that out to our youth and basically helping the community with the youth?
yes, we have farm to school models, as well as farm to early child care, as well as farm to community. The farm to school models teaches our youth how to grow their own products. Their products, meaning as in vegetables, fruit, and from the things that they've grown in the garden in the back of their school. They create their own smoothies, their own salads, and they create farmers markets.
Ooh, wonderful.
Yes, and the surplus food, we take it and we provide to the community as food banks. So it goes from farm to school to farm to food bank, as well as farm to community.
So basically, we're basically getting back to our natural roots. It's basically as Africans saying that back in the day and back before, you know, basically what we grew up into, we used to grow our own food. We used to be 100% natural. Basically, me, I know for myself, you know, our kids and even my 8-year-old daughter don't really know what that's about. I don't know how to grow my own food. She doesn't even know how to grow her own tomatoes. So it's just wonderful to basically get the produce from the earth. And honestly, produce in the grocery store is so much. It's like, how can you eat healthy? the produce, the vegetables cost so much. So that's just wonderful, you know, what you guys are trying to bring to our community. And basically teaching us ourselves, like, why are y'all going to buy this? We can grow it.
But I think we have been brainwashed from slavery when everyone was sharecroppers and they were growing their own food and their own products. We were growing it from like the slave masters and everything. I think we wanted to get out the field and get out from sharecropping and growing our own products. So now when you look at it, everyone who owns land and growing product, they're white, they're Hispanic, but there's no black people who own land and is sharecropping. So we don't even know the knowledge that we were originally taught. So I want to bring back the knowledge so we can own our own land and we can grow our own products so our youth and our kids can know how it is to be self-sustainable. Self-sustainability comes from being able to grow your own products, being able to supply your own products, as well as being able to sell. So you can grow your own products, you can sell your own products, and you can feed yourself. And I don't think we have the basic knowledge to understand those things.
Keisha, Chairman.
Go ahead.
What I think Regina is attempting to say, and I think she is saying, is diversification. Understanding fundamentally what we need to do. If you're able to be vertically integrated, if you're able to understand finance, understand what Al said, the need and economic advantage of philanthropic behavior combined with what Dexter says in learning your earning potential through a credit basis, in leveraging your credit to get to where you need to be, you are able to further educate yourself and get to a point where you can be successful and fruitful within our current economy. Because she's absolutely correct in learning how to be sustainable in neighborhoods that do not have food, that are considered to be food deserts, or considered to be places where we do not have economic stability, or even fundamentally learning how to provide for ourselves, and we could become dependent on the rest of society. So to become dependent on ourselves and not dependent on the rest of the community, then we must learn how to do things ourselves. And we used to know how to do that, but now we've lost that knowledge. We need to gain it back with also learning the fundamentals of our community.
And I agree exactly with what David said, right? So David really ties it together in everything that he just said. But I think the value, right? So we have to look at value when we do these things in terms of the foundation, right? And the foundation, it was created to literally teach the physical attributes of how to actually grow and literally get it into the community, right? And I think my benefit, and hopefully you agree, is learning the business of growing. So you can grow all day, every day, but what about distribution? What about looking at your profit and loss statements? What about your income statements, your balance sheets, knowing what you have in your business and how to operate and run your business? So there's two sides of the coin, right? We have to teach everyone, hey, how to grow your products, what to do with it, how to get it out there, how to make money. But once you make that money, what do you do with it? Well, it's investing. Now we're looking at things like, hey, well, I don't need to come up with $1 million because, you know, people like Dexter with Forever Good Credit, who's going to help you build and grow your business credit, where now you can leverage your credit and get financing from the bank, where you as an individual probably wouldn't be able to do so because maybe someone ruined your credit back in the day. You never know, right? So my thought process is this. This is a great thing that you're doing. It's absolutely amazing, and that's why I signed on board. It's getting the physical training to literally know how to grow and sustain yourself and to build economic wealth. And within that, it's learning how to run and operate your business. Because at the end of the day, what is it? You're running a business. You're the CEO of your own business. the chief executive officer. You're responsible for everything that goes on within that business, and you're gonna have to make the tough decisions and the tough choices. And what we haven't learned from a long time ago is this is how you make these decisions. These are some of the things that you need to do. And remember, when you become the head, because you're no longer the tail, you're the head. And when you become the head, guess what you have to learn how to do?
Teach others.
Teach others. And you're also responsible for those other people. So when you're the CEO, and you know, it's so funny, we always see people like on Instagram, right? Oh, I'm the CEO of this, and it'd be like just them by themselves, right? They're not truly responsible for lives. And what you're doing is you're creating a long-term impact on lives. And I'm extremely happy to be a part of that. And David, I hope you're on board, and I know Dexter is on board, and we're ready to rock and roll to make this thing really work.
I love what you
Yeah.
said
So just
about
know.
people on Instagram
For sure.
who are positioning themselves as though they are owners. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur.
For sure.
We
Exactly.
were entrepreneurs before entrepreneurship was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
Which is why one of the
Facts.
should be able to talk.
Yeah.
So you can own 100% of something that has nothing,
Right.
that brings no money, that does nothing, that provides nothing for anybody else. But I started my first business at 17. But I tell people all the time,
That's amazing.
is the greatest joy that I've had within business is being able to provide my employees with a check. That means that I'm able to sustain them, sustain myself. Because a lot of times that we know, everyone in this circle knows, that when you are a business owner, you have to pay other people. Sometimes you gotta take the cut.
What?
You need to.
Oh man, bro, you want to talk about taking these L's or what?
That's responsibility.
Yeah.
You need to make payroll.
Facts.
You are not a part of payroll.
No.
Your employees,
Many
the people
times.
that work with you and for you are part of payroll. You need to be able to sustain that, and that is why not only what Virginia is doing with the foundation, but what we are doing collectively and ensuring that we can give our community what it needs is extremely important. Again, you have within this small 5-person circle, you have political power, you have business power, you have philanthropic power, you have knowledge about financial wealth and financial literacy, as well as street knowledge as well. Everyone went to college,
Yeah.
got an advanced degree. That doesn't mean we didn't come from places
Right.
everyone else came from. Everyone's individual story
I still like trap music. I'm just saying.
And
just
that's-
as powerful as their advancement in their
Yes.
scholastic education.
For sure.
So Al, you hit so many notes that at this point I can't even.
They basically took a home run. Like you
It's-
took a
yeah.
home run
It's
at
important.
it.
It's important, which is why I appreciate Keisha putting this on.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on that. I like with all of you, it's just inspiring to see what you guys are all doing and coming together and doing, because it's so needed. Especially, I know, going through this pandemic, I was taking so many classes, so many online things. Some was good, some was
Right.
not worth the money I spent on it. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But the truth is that I actually gained a lot of knowledge through the pandemic.
And we as people perish because we lack knowledge.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was about to go on to. Is that we've always lacked the knowledge. Like I lack knowledge on growing.
Yes.
I'm being 100% honest. I can't grow a tomato. I can't even plant a flower.
Oh, but guess what?
That's
but
so
guess what though?
true. Like,
but
I
you being
cannot
friends
do
with
that.
her, guess what's gonna happen? She
Yeah.
can show you how to grow that tomato.
yes.
Right? And so
And
I'm gonna
extending that.
diverse. Can I diverse? Can I just
Go ahead.
cut you off real quick? I'm gonna do like the Yeezy. You remember Yeezy did that thing and cut her off? So like, yo, I got you in a second, and we gonna get right back to it. But I think one thing I do want to stress is Regina runs a nonprofit organization. That organization doesn't really make real change unless it has money. Guess where our money comes from? It comes from people like David, like Dexter, like me, and like you definitely at home who contribute, right? And so the foundation runs off of donations. And you have to think about different foundations, right? You look at the bigger ones like Red Cross and all these other different foundations where 10% of what you give them go towards the community, right? And I'm here to tell you that donating to the JBS Foundation goes directly to the community. And all these different things that we've been talking about for the last 30, 45 minutes are the most important things.
Which is why this JBS Foundation is so great. We're not taught about financial literacy. We're not taught about credit. We're not taught about buying land. We're not talking about hedge funds. We're not taught about growing, which is what the JBS Foundation will provide to us. So it's so important. It's so important for you guys to really look into this foundation, to really basically support and fund and donate, because it's needed here in Miami. It's needed really whether you're in Miami or anywhere around the world, you know what I'm saying, to support and really give back to our Black community. And I know basically from this pandemic and everything that has been going on, it's so needed. I know we all have basically just learned so much and really took a look at, you know, where we come from, where we've been, and where we really trying to go, and where we trying to go is up.